Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Cristina Rose Campbell, and I have been with Young Living for 22 years. I'm going to give you a little bit of my story tonight, because when you find something that you love, you actually can't help but tell other people about it, right? So you tell them about your favorite restaurants, you tell them about your favorite movies, the books that you read, maybe where you got a good deal on a pair of shoes, although shoes aren't something that I'm all about. But I mean, if I have a pair of shoes, I'm good, but I don't need 15 pairs of shoes. But anyway, I came into Young Living and I fell in love with Young Living because I was in desperation. So I was in the United States Army for 11 years, 3 months and 15 days, but who was counting? And I went into the Gulf, where I was in charge of the local area networks for the Transportation Command down there. And yeah, so I was a computer geek. And I was actually stationed in England at the time. And so they deployed me from England to Saudi Arabia, where I stayed for about 6 months, from January 1991 until, sorry, people are still coming in, until May of 1991. And I'll tell you, it was really a great experience being in Saudi Arabia. We were at the Port of Dammam. We lived on a rat-infested barge that was donated for the war effort by the Japanese. And I still have one person in the waiting room. What is going on? Oh, I guess she's joining. Just taking her a minute. Okay. So anyway, after I got done with my work down there, my 6 months down there, I got sent back to my duty assignment. And it wasn't very long after that I started getting sick. But back in the day, I did not connect the dots. So I started getting migraine headaches. I started to get a severe skin rash. And, you know, what they do is they send you to their clinical facilities, and they do little diagnostic testing, and they figured that I had, you know, severe migraines to the point where I needed Demerol Heplocks, and I was getting them once every 2 weeks, at least on average. And then they would give me a cream of topical steroids. And then they started giving me oral antibiotics for my skin infection. And then they started giving me prednisone. And I left England in about 1994 and got stationed here at Scott Air Force Base in Illinois. It was my last duty assignment. Even though I was in the Army, I was stationed at a Joint Transportation Command. So I worked with all services. My job was to teach logistical war planning, and I taught all over the world. And I traveled a lot. I traveled to Japan and Korea and Panama and Germany. Love Germany. Love Germany. We got to go to Italy. Just traveled a lot teaching. And I really believe that from the very beginning, even when my children were small, that teaching was something that was my gift. And storytelling, you know, tell the stories, help paint the pictures so that they can see. And what I want you to see is that by the time I got to Scott Air Force Base, I was getting pretty sick. So now I had been 4 years in. They finally gave me my own shot kit for my migraines, which I was going through about $600 in Amatrex shots a month. And I had to take these shots in order to stay on the road teaching, because a lot of times I would teach in remote areas where they didn't have a medical or clinical facility. And so I needed to self-treat. And so that Emitrex shot kit was very helpful that way. But being on Emitrex and steroids and topical steroids and oral antibiotics year after year after year, and oh, by the way, it wasn't helping at all. I wasn't getting any better, and I was getting extremely frustrated. My digestion started shutting down. I started getting severe restless leg syndrome, which they gave me a drug for that. It was just, things just started to compound, and I was sicker and sicker. And I had actually considered getting out on a medical. I was finally diagnosed with Gulf War syndrome and found that I was highly allergic to chemicals, certain foods. Gluten was one of them, genetically modified gluten to be specific. And it was just worse and worse and worse. So I was having a side effect of the restless leg medication in 1999. So I had been taking all these drugs for 8 years, and I was getting sicker for 8 years. And so I was having a side effect, and which was nothing more than the restless leg would happen earlier in the day. It would happen at 3 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 10 o'clock at night. And we're having trouble bringing in a couple of people. I'm hoping Nikki can get in here now, because she's tried about 5 times. Okay, so anyway, so I was at my wit's end, and I was actually in tears, and I decided to pray. And oh, by the way, I want you to know that I hadn't prayed in about 12 years. I wasn't a praying woman. I had basically raised my children in a church environment. And when I went into the military, it really was not of interest to me anymore. And so sometimes God allows us to get hit up head with a 2x4 in order for us to look up and seek his help. And that's basically what happened. I said, Lord, I'm sick of being sick. Please help me. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm at my wit's end. Please, please, please help me. And within 15 minutes of that prayer, I found Young Living essential oils. Now, honestly, I did not know anything about Young Living at that time. I didn't know anything about essential oils, period. I did know a lot about health, because in 1986, I studied for, I went to school for 4 years and got a bachelor's degree in nutrition, in holistic nutrition. That was my first bachelor's. My second was in computer systems, working for the Army. But I did understand health, and I raised my children very, very healthy. But I had kind of gotten away from that too, being in the Army and eating Army food and, you know, doing all the Army stuff that I did. I think everybody's in now. So anyway, I prayed, found Young Living essential oils, and from the time I started taking them, I got my little kit of 7 oils. And from the time I started using my oils, and this is the key that I want to tell you tonight. The key is to use those oils every day. 1 drop of oil isn't going to do it. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But I got my oils from the day that I got my oils. I had suffered 8 years with migraines. And from the day I got my oils and used every little oil in that kit, and there were 7 oils back in the day. There was lavender, lemon, peppermint, panaway, purification, peace and calming, and joy. Those were the 7 oils that I used. Those are the 7 oils that were in my kit. The kit has changed a lot over the last 22 years. But those basics, lemon, lavender, and peppermint, panaway, and peace and calming and purification, they were a lifesaver, and it literally turned my life around. I knew from that day forward that this had become a calling for me. However, I didn't get into sharing Young Living because of the money. I got into Young Living and I got into sharing because my health and because I found something that truly, truly changed my life. And I just knew that I could help other people. Getting paid is just a perk. And I feel so blessed that I will be able to take care of myself for the rest of my life on Young Living. You know, I don't have to just rely on Social Security or whatever. I can do and be and have whatever I want to do and be and have. And that's part of the abundance, the purpose, and the wellness of Young Living. I could have gone with probably any other company, but nothing else worked like Young Living did. So I want to share with you a few other reasons why Young Living. Does anybody else have a quick story that they would like to share about why Young Living for them? Okay, then we'll just move on. We will move on. Oh, okay, so here's my welcome slide. When you find something you love, you can't help but tell other people about it. And that's actually my story to the T. I couldn't help but tell other people about it. So I want to tell you a little bit about a man on a mission. One of the things that I found with Young Living is that it was founded by an incredible human being. Necessity is the mother of invention. And when D. Gary Young found himself confined in a wheelchair with a prognosis that he would never walk again until, well, he actually found himself in a wheelchair because he had had a severe logging accident. And that logging accident happened in 1973. Young Living was born 21 years later, but it was because of this logging accident and him hitting rock bottom. After 3 suicide attempts, and he too feeling disconnected from God. So we had something very in common. And oh, by the way, I found out recently that Gary and I are cousins. We are 8th cousins. And so I reached out to Jacob, who is his son, and I said, just wanted to let you know, I happened to do some searching on Gary's lineage and found that through his mother and my mother, that those lines come together, and he's my 8th cousin. And he said, hi, cuz. But anyway, so we had something in common. You know, he was kind of pissed off with God, to be honest with you, because he wanted to be a rancher. That was his dream. And he decided one day that he was going to change his mental direction after these 3 suicide attempts and some tough love from his father. Gary resolved that if it's the last thing I do, I will get out of bed and I will ride my horse again. Sometimes it's when we find ourselves at our weakest points in life that we find our greatest strengths are born. Wouldn't you agree? So this led Gary to explore different avenues of healing, growing in his knowledge of herbs, reconnecting with his creator, and traveling the world to learn about the production, uses, and application of essential oils, and bring his attention to many people who needed help. Gary was a healer in many, many ways. He wanted to help people. Once he had got back on his feet and he was able to walk again, you know, for those of you who have heard me talk about detoxing, Gary master cleansed for, I think, like 252 days. That was incredible, but it was after that master cleanse that he was actually able to feel his feet and was able to attempt to walk with crutches. So Gary purchased farmland and he planted crops and he built his own distillery. And in 1994, along with his wife, Mary, they began cultivating lavender. His first quarter acre of lavender was in Washington State. Then he started growing peppermint, and then Melissa, which is the common name is lemon balm, clary sage, and it just expanded from there. He saw the need for top quality essential oils here in the United States because at that time in he actually, was looking into this in the late 80s, early 90s, and we didn't have quality essential oils at all in this country. All of the oils that he had been exposed to in the very beginning were from France, and they were a good quality. And he actually went to their distilleries. He learned how to distill, and coupled with Mary's previous knowledge of direct selling, together they grew Young Living into the world leader in essential oils and wellness solutions. Through all of his success and failure, there is one thing that Gary and Mary never lost sight of, and that was the people. Gary has always looked at this company, people over profit. Even though we're a $2 billion a year company, and we might be over 2 billion a year now. I don't really know. I don't keep up with that all the time. Gary's heart for people shows through in the development of the D. Gary Young Living Foundation, which is committed to empowering individuals to achieve their potential and to defy limitations by providing wellness and educational opportunities to undeserved communities. And I know this, I've seen this firsthand. Every single penny that we donate to the D. Gary Young Living Foundation goes directly to those in need, because 100% of the administrative costs are all covered by Young Living. And what I do is I donate $1 on every order, or we could round up. But now with the new shopping experience, and it was rolled out to Platinums today, and I went out there and I made sure that I could tick the box that says I can add my $1 per order. Over 250,000 individuals have been impacted by us rounding up or adding $1 to our order and helping these projects and these partners. So some of the projects that I've been involved in, one of them is the Young Living Academy in Ecuador. We've had 2 kids that we have brought up through the years, and they've graduated. And one I continue to support. He's getting a degree in Guayaquil at university in engineering, and I give him a stipend every month so that he can make sure he's got his books and taken care of. And he's from well, not a large family. I think there's 5 of them. And we've had breakfast with them. And my other graduate, I've met her mother, and it's just, we have been really involved. And this particular academy was built in 2009 by Gary and Mary, and the academy educates students from grades pre-K all the way through 12th, maintaining a 97% attendance rate and 100% of seniors graduating each year. This is unheard of in this area of Ecuador, that they would have that kind of graduation percentage. Actually, Chongong, that area where the school originated, is a very drug-riddled town. And Gary and Mary have literally plucked these children out of that community and put them in an academy experience that has been so uplifting and so supportive to their educational health. And actually way more than that. I mean, they have a music program. It's just phenomenal. We also rebuild Nepal. The Young Living Foundation rebuilt schools and homes in Yarsa, Nepal, after they had that devastating earthquake in 2015. And they're still focused on the restoration and rebuilding of Nepal today. So we have been very instrumental in helping that. Hope for Justice is something that I support monthly. And I think I send them $18 a month. It's just an ongoing, you know, because the focus of their mission is to end human trafficking. And that is really something that speaks to my heart. It's no different than modern day slavery. With 10 fully funded lighthouse centers, that's how many we have, children are rescued from slavery and have a very safe place to heal and to recover and to learn. The Shrine Career School in Cambodia also provides those recovering with education and vocational training, and it gives them hope and empowers them to follow their dreams. So that's Hope for Justice. And that's another thing that I really, really love supporting in, you know, above and beyond that dollar up. I just give a little bit more. And I have to thank Young Living that I'm able to give to these organizations. It helps me to feel like I'm more connected to, you know, the globe, the community. And the more we make, the more we can give. Soul Hope is another foundation. And the primary focus of this mission is to help children and adults in Uganda become more and remain jigger-free. Jiggers are parasitic insects that literally burrow into the individual's feet, and it can cause life-threatening infections. Just by providing antibiotics and shoes, men, women, and children can live and remain jigger-free. So we used to make, you know, shoes. We had Soul Hope people all over the United States making shoes to send to them, because one of the reasons that they get the jiggers is because they're barefoot all the time. And we just do a lot to support Soul Hope. And then the last one that I wanted to mention tonight was Healing Faith Uganda. This organization provides malaria education, prevention, and treatment to rural villages. In Uganda, you may not know this, but 42 children die each day from malaria. And for just $1, Healing Faith can test and treat a child with malaria. And again, you can donate to the foundation as a general donation, or you can donate to a specific project that sits heavy on your heart. And that's what I do. I donate a percentage of my monthly check from Young Living to the Young Living Academy for 3 more children specifically that we have pictures on our wall of these children that we're supporting. And we have an up and coming professional soccer guy. He's about 10 now, I think. And he just loves to play soccer. And they have a soccer team at the Young Living Academy. But if you support a specific mission in Young Living, share a little bit, maybe in the chat, and tell me what mission you support. And if you round up your orders each month to donate to Young Living, put in the chat, yes, I do. I want to honor you for that, and that will help me know. Every single penny counts. All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about Young Living's promise to us. You know, sorry. Seed to Seal is really a quality commitment and a promise that Young Living makes to us. Seed to Seal consists of 3 different pillars: sourcing, science, and standards. And these 3 are the foundation on which every single product Young Living produces is built, and everything that Young Living does. This promise ensures that you can trust that Young Living is providing you with the products of the highest quality and purity, and free from any synthetics. They don't sneak in this bad thing or that bad thing. It's all so pure. So let's talk about sourcing. Products are sourced from corporate owned farms. So we have our own farms. We also have partner farms. Croatia, our farm in Croatia is a partner farm, and the one in the Philippines is a partner farm, I know. And Seed to Seal certified suppliers to ensure that we have non-genetically modified seed, that our seed is consistent, that it's of the best quality, and that we honor land conservation. We're always trying to treat the land better. I know one of the things that I love about going to Ecuador is to see the huge worm farms that we have. And we grow our own worms and we put them in the fields, and this is all so natural and it feels so right. Okay, so let's talk about the science. We have on staff right now, and I know this is hard to believe, but we have 50 highly trained scientists, 2 corporate quality labs, and I've been in both laboratories, and 12 independent partner labs. We do over 60 different types of tests on our essential oils. Now, I will tell you, nobody's testing the oils in Walmart or anywhere else for that matter. And they don't have the science behind the distillation process. I was mentioning this to someone this morning. You know, Gary did the research. He worked with the distillation people in France. I even got to meet those guys that he learned from, because at harvest, they actually came out and harvested with us up in Idaho. And I'm going to show you some of these farms. But he learned from the very best, and he actually, you know, tweaked it so that he got better results, so that certain levels of constituents in the essential oil were higher than most oils. And they were absolutely amazed at what he accomplished. These labs, these scientists, Young Living does a meticulous quality testing, and they retest to ensure that your products are as pure as nature intended. And the standards, those 3 S's, Young Living ethically sources and produces pure ingredients and goes above and beyond to comply with local environmental standards and sustainable growing practices. We do all of our reforesting. You can go out and plant trees with Young Living in Idaho anytime you please. You can go and plant lavender with them. They will let you help. They're not going to pay you, but you can help. And that's what I did the other end. I did the, you know, cutting the trees down, but we reforest everything. We replenish everything. We're always looking at the environmental standard, and we're always rising above it. If you want to learn more about Seed to Seal and the promise that Young Living has made to us through their products, then just go to www.seedtoseal.com and you can read a lot more about it. So I want to ask you, which one of these 3 pillars is the most important to you? Type it in the chat box. Is it sourcing? Is it science? Or is it our standards? I just want to know. So type it in the chat box. Okay, let's talk a little bit about our farms. We have global farms. Because Young Living takes such great care in bringing you the highest quality products straight from nature. See, we can't create this in a laboratory. We have to plant, we have to grow, we have to harvest, and we have to distill. That's the only way we're going to get oil. So we have established farms around the globe for cultivating and distilling our essential oils, excuse me. So here's a look at some of our farms. First of all, we have, let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so up in the upper right-hand corner, we have the Young Living Lavender Farm and Distillery in Mona, Utah. Tell me in the chat box if you've been to Mona. Just type in Mona, M-O-N-A. I've been there 20 times, at least 20, probably 21 times. Well, no, maybe 20, because we haven't gone the last 2 years because of COVID. At the Young Living Lavender Farm and Distillery, we grow lavender, obviously. We have some of the largest, most beautiful fields of lavender there. We grow clary sage, which is high in estrogen producing constituents for women. Clary sage is hormonally balancing. Awesome, awesome oil. We also grow goldenrod there. We probably need to grow more goldenrod because we seem to always be running out of stock of goldenrod. We do grow some Melissa, but we grow more Melissa in at St. Mary's in Idaho. Is it St. Mary's? Yeah, St. Mary's in Idaho. We have a large Melissa field there. We also grow juniper, and I have been at convention at the Mona Distillery when we were distilling juniper. It's really smells nice. It's a beautiful oil. It's almost, it's a very light colored oil. And then blue yarrow, we grow there, and that's a gorgeous, gorgeous blue color. And we do some white fir. And then that's put in our blends because we've never produced enough white fir in Mona to actually sell it as a single oil. Although on the new shopping experience, I saw that white fir is probably going to come out as a promotional item for a short time. So it's nice that they're giving us a heads up on that. We also have the Skyrider Wilderness Ranch in Tabiona, Utah, and Kenneth has been there. And that's where we grow most of our einkorn. Einkorn is ancient wheat, and we make our granola there. We have a flour mill there. We make our spaghetti and our rotini. I use basically nothing but Young Living spaghetti because I can tolerate it. It's a non-genetically modified, only has 16 chromosomes as opposed to 32 in most wheat. And so I have no issues at all with anything that's made with Young Living's einkorn flour. You can buy Young Living's einkorn flour to cook with. When I need flour, I'm not a big baker, but like for my gravy, I'll use the einkorn flour. And any other einkorn products, we have a whole list of einkorn products. So they're grown at Skyrider Wilderness Ranch. Also, we have Highland Flats, and this is where I have spent a lot of time in the distillation on the team. And this is in Naples, Idaho, about 60 miles from Bonners Ferry, which is on the border of Idaho and Canada. We usually harvest from right around Christmas to up to maybe Martin Luther King's birthday. No, 2 or 3 weeks later. Yeah, into February. And at Highland Flats, we grow Idaho Blue Spruce. We also grow Idaho Grand Fir, which was previously called Idaho Balsam Fir. And we do produce some white fir out of Highland Flats as well. We also have the Northern Lights Farm and Distillery, and this is at Fort Nelson in British Columbia. And this is where we grow our Northern Lights Black Spruce. We also have, we grow some yarrow up there, some tansy. There's some other, wild crafted herbs that we grow up at the Northern Lights Farm and Distillery. We have a farm in Seville, Spain called the Vida de Seville Distillery in Almendén de la Plata in Seville. And we grow cistus and frankincense and myrrh. But we also have huge farms in Oman where we grow frankincense and myrrh as well. You'll see Salalah, Oman over here in the Middle East. This is our largest frankincense and myrrh farm and distillery. We also have a project, it's called the Kona Sandalwood Reforestation Project on the Big Island in Hawaii, where all of our Royal Hawaiian sandalwood comes from. And it's interesting because Gary heard that they were cutting down all these beautiful sandalwood trees. And he said, what are you doing with them? And they said, we are burning them. And he said, no, you're not. And he actually partnered with them to save that land, to save those trees, and to use it for oil. It takes a long time, 20 to 50 years of growing the sandalwood tree in order to get the oil out of it. So this was a huge undertaking for Gary, for Young Living, but he felt committed to saving those trees. We also have the Finca Botanica Farm and Distillery in Chang'an, or Guayaquil, Ecuador, where I think I've been there 4 times now. We are the largest producers of ylang-ylang from there. We also grow, well, we also distill Palo Santo. You cannot distill it until it's dead and on the ground. It's illegal in the country of Ecuador to cut down a Palo Santo tree. Palo Santo means holy wood. We also grow monstrante there. I've seen the lemongrass that we grow there, the eucalyptus blue. We grow Dorado Azul and Ocotea. We have 40 new, or is it 400? I think it's 400 new acres of land just outside of Finca Botanica Farm. It's like up the road a bit, where we're growing more Ocotea, because Ocotea has been found so helpful for blood sugar issues and also blood pressure issues. So we love our Ocotea. We also grow Plectranthus Oregano. This is also known as Ecuadorian oregano. And you can get Ecuadorian oregano through Young Living's new shopping experience. And if you love the soft herbaceous scent of oregano, but you want the properties that are similar to like peppermint and RC or Cool Azul, Ecuadorian oregano is perfect for you. So right now it's limited supplies. If you're interested, you need to go out there and put it on your order. We also grow Ruta graveolens, which is part of our Rutavala. Rutavala helps with sleep issues, and it has Ruta graveolens, lavender, and valerian, and that will help you to sleep for sure. And we also grow Ecuadorian cacao, and we produce Ecuadorian chocolate from there. And right now, in your back office, when you shop, you can shop and get our chocolate. Our Christmas special chocolate is available right now. You can get 8 bars, so that's kind of cool. There's an orange oil flavored one, and I think the other one is peppermint. We also have a farm in Dalmatia. It's called the Dalmatia Aromatic Farm and Distillery, and this is in Croatia. We grow Helichrysum predominantly there. We also grow sage, juniper, and bay laurel, which we sell as Laurel nobilis in a vitality. And you can look up in your essential oils desk reference as far as what these oils are good for, but I will tell you off the top, Helichrysum is really good for nerve damage. It's good for atherosclerosis and arteriosclerosis. It's good for tinnitus. Sage, of course, is balancing for hormones for women. And juniper is supporting for the kidneys. But all of these oils are grown at the Dalmatian Aromatic Farm and Distillery in Split, Croatia. Oh, this is one of our partner farms. If you want a complete list of all the farms, including our farms in Mexico, we have farms in Bulgaria, Australia, and the Philippines, you can actually go on the youngliving.com webpage and go to the Young Living Farms, and you can learn more about it. If you have personally visited any of the farms, please type that into the chat box. Like I said, if you've been to Mona, type in Mona. If you've been to Highland Flats, tell me. So this is a picture of me. I actually don't look much different, do I? And I was in my 50s here. And this is Gary, of course, and one of my best friends, Gail Mack. And this is Mary Hardy, and she's in her 80s now. But here we are in the largest cooker in the world. We, in Idaho, we have the largest cookers known to man. They hold 8,000 tons of plant material. And so you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, there's 12 of us, and there was room to spare in that cooker. So yeah, that was me distilling. And then I'm sitting here on a pile of Idaho balsam fir chips, and we had just probably unloaded them. And of course, Gary's at the top, and I'm sitting right there. And I'll tell you, the smell is unbelievable. So again, if you've been to a Young Living farm, I would love to hear your experience. But if you haven't, you've got to put this on your bucket list. Go to one of our farms. Anyone can go. You don't even have to be a Young Living member. It doesn't cost anything to go to our farm. They don't charge you at the door. You can tour, you can help work. It's amazing. There is no other company that I know of in the world that's like that. Okay, so let's talk about what we produce from these essential oils that we get from these wonderful farms. We produce so much more. We are way more than an essential oils company. With a commitment to helping people experience real wellness, Young Living offers product lines for every single member of your family. For example, for the guys, we have a whole line of guys products, our Shutron products. This is great for busy guys who they need to take care of their skin, their bodies. They need to use natural ingredients, and these essential oils will help them feel healthy, confident, and courageous. We have so many great men's products. We even have beard oil. And for the ladies, we have a complete line of chemical-free cosmetics. Young Living believes that no woman should have to compromise the quality for beauty. And so we have this whole line now called Savvy Minerals Makeup. It's a makeup line that provides us with confidence of knowing that we can use something on our skin and we're not going to break out from it, and that we're going to look fabulous. And nothing has cheap fillers or harsh additives or phthalates or endocrine disruptors or any of the things that are causing an imbalance in the human body. And not only mentally, physically, but spiritually. These chemicals are found in almost all makeups out there. We also have something for babies. It's never too early to start thinking about the health of our children. Studies have found that some babies have evidence of nearly 300 chemicals already in their bloodstream at birth. Honestly, Young Living created a whole seedlings line to make it easy to choose safe and gentle products for your babies that are free from harmful chemicals. And this little guy in the picture is showing our Seedling Wipes, which, oh, by the way, I like to use. They're on the back of my toilet. And sometimes we just need to be a little fresher, right? For the kids, we also have the Kids Scents line of essential oils. We have kids supplements. We also have kids personal care products. They're all specifically designed to address common childhood concerns and those little ones' well-being. Young Living has taken the guesswork away by pre-diluting these oils for quick and easy application for little guys. We also have stuff for your fur babies, for your pets. And I'm going to actually have a pet class here in a couple of weeks. You probably didn't think that we would remember them, right? Well, we know that you love your fur babies, but so does Young Living. The Animal Scents collection is designed specifically for them and to support them for their health and their overall well-being. And you're going to find out a lot on my pets class. Okay, Next, let's break this down a little bit. You know, we talked about we have products for each type of family member, but let's break it down into what kind of products we have. We have products for personal care. 84,000 chemicals are legal for commerce in the United States, and essentially all are unregulated. We are the largest producers of chemicals in the world, the United States is. Many of these chemicals are found in our personal care products, our cosmetics, and our cleaners. Young Living carries a full line of targeted personal care products that will cleanse your skin, support healthy gums and teeth, and leave your hair shiny and clean. I have been using Young Living shampoo for 20 years, and I love it. I love it. I would never use a chemically laden shampoo again. In fact, I tell people all the time, I walk every day and I'm in the park and I can smell the people coming near me, whether it's the personal care products that they're using or the laundry soap that they're using. Those fragrances permeate the beautiful fresh air. And I just think, oh, I feel so sorry for you. I wish you knew what I knew. But you know, we were talking about this earlier, Nancy, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, right? So many of these chemicals, as you know, are in all of these other products that other people are using, but Young Living is giving us a full line of targeted personal care products that will do all these things for us. Shampoo and conditioner, shower gel and bar soap. And that was one of the first things that I got when I came into Young Living many years ago. I got their shower gel. And I think I was talking about this one of the classes a week or two ago. Yeah, I still love the shower gel. And I'd gotten some Morning Start shower gel and put it in the basement bathroom. My grandson lives down there right now. He's in the Air Force, but he's waiting to get medically boarded. And he came up and he said, I don't know what that stuff is down there, that new shower gel you put down there, but I love it. And I said, oh, that's Morning Start. He said, I love the smell of it. And it doesn't dry my skin out as much. And I said, well, I'm glad you like it. I love Morning Start too. And Morning Start was one of Gary's favorite bath gels. So shower and bath gel. We also have facial cleansers and shaving cream. And Sam, my grandson, uses the Shutron shaving cream. And he said it really has helped get rid of folliculitis, which on African Americans, that's where the hair kind of grows back in and it can get infected and you can get little skin bumps. And he hasn't had any of that trouble. And my husband used lavender oil back in the day. He used it for a few months, never again had folliculitis, and he doesn't have to use it every single day. He used to use it pretty much every day for an aftershave. And it kind of like fixed the problem. We also have moisturizers and wrinkle cream, and we have lotion and body butter. How many different personal care products do you use on a daily basis? If there are too many, just say too many to count. If you use one or two things, let me know in the chat. All right, products for your home. I was talking about chemicals, and you know, we are the largest producer of chemicals in the world. You know, with all the chemical companies that have taken over our country. But you are the gatekeeper of your home, and you have the power to choose what you allow in that home. Americans spend as much as 90% of their time indoors now. That's why we have such a D deficiency. And I'm just going to take a side note and say, I am giving a class on Wednesday, Wisdom, tomorrow at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, 12 Eastern Standard Time, on your immunity and COVID. Now, Beverly will probably be recording that. So if she does, and I can get a copy of that recording, I will put it out on my YouTube channel. However, I'm really going to be talking about the importance of super vitamin D supplement, our vitamin D, and how important it is to you know, get that vitamin D, because Americans can spend over 90% of their time indoors. That's just silly. We didn't used to do that in the 50s and 60s. So we have the power to allow or disallow chemicals into our home for the better. So let's talk about Thieves. The at-home line of Thieves products is infused with Thieves essential oils. This is what we call them, the at-home line of Young Living products now. And the Thieves blend, as most of you know, is a blend of essential oil that actually was tested at Weber State University in 1996, I believe, and found to have a 99.96% kill rate on Staphylococcus pneumonia and strep. The beauty of the essential oils is that it doesn't cause mutant supergerms, superbugs, like antibacterial soaps do. And so we feel really comfortable and confident about using Thieves essential oil blend. And that blend is made of eucalyptus radiata, lemon, cinnamon, clove, and rosemary. Those 5 oils make up the Thieves blend. It's a safer alternative, guys. And we have Thieves Cleaner, which isn't shown in this picture, but I wouldn't be without it. We have Thieves hand soap. The foaming pumped hand soap is the best for bathrooms and kitchen. We have the dish soap, which I absolutely love the dish soap. We have dishwasher detergent, a little scoop of the powder, and you put it in your dishwasher. We have laundry soap, and there is a really, really good laundry hack that you take that 64-ounce bottle and you actually make 3 more bottles. So it is cheaper than the cheapest laundry soap that you can get as far as, you know, price per load. It's cheaper than Gain, and that stuff smells horrible. We have things that you can replace air fresheners. We have fruit and veggie washes to get off any chemicals that, you know, or I think about all the people that handle the fruit and vegetables at the grocery store. When it comes into my home, I think, how many people have touched this? You know, so the very first thing I do, I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm going to peel it anyway. I wash it, and I wash it in the fruit and veggie wash. And I love that stuff. And we also have hand sanitizer. So from this list, type in the one that you love the most in the chat. I kind of want to see where you guys are coming from. I know sometimes it's hard to pick a favorite, but see what you can do. If you had to replace one of those products, which one would you have the hardest time replacing? Okay, let's quickly talk about the products that Young Living has given to us for our nutrition and wellness. You know, and I talk about this all the time, that true wellness starts from the inside. And that's what makes our outside glow. And the Young Living has a full line of products and supplements. And I always call the supplements food. This is real food, guys. This is not your vitamin store. This is not your vitamin store. This is superfood that provides optimal nutrition to work with your body and to keep it above the wellness line. This is what we're trying to do. So when we look at our essential oils, did you know that we have over 220 essential oils, singles and blends? We have more essential oils available to you, our customer, than any other company out there. There truly is an oil for everything. And we have a little coin saying, we have an oil for that, right? We have an oil for that. Every aspect of your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental well-being can benefit from essential oils. And I am just giving you the tip of the iceberg. I know you guys like it when I really dive deep, but I just want to give you this tip so that you have a good feeling about what you're doing and why you're purchasing from Young Living. We also have Ningxia Red. And I will tell you, I fragmented a disc in 2006, I think it was. And in 2005, Ningxia Red came out to Young Living. Ningxia Red is a very powerful juice. It's a superfood. It's a supplement that's designed to energize, fortify, and revitalize the mind and body. It's a, what do we call it? It's a full body nutrient infusion, honestly. It also has highly anti-inflammatory properties. It strengthens the cardiovascular system. It improves eyesight, and it's jam-packed with antioxidant and supplies the body with an abundance of vitamins. There's more beta carotene in Ningxia Red than there is in carrots. There's more vitamin C in Ningxia Red than there is in oranges. It's incredible the amount of the abundance of vitamins and minerals known to support a healthy body. So I was saying about my fragmented disc, and the Ningxia Red came out in 2005, and I wasn't using Ningxia Red. I wasn't into the juice. I was into the oils, and I really didn't care about the juice. So I had been in a lot of pain for a long time, and Kenneth had heard from a fellow coworker about a juice called Zango. And he brought home this kind of newspaper looking marketing tool, and it said, it's an anti-inflammatory and it will do this and da, 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 da. So I said, all right, bring it on. So he bought me a case. He bought me a case of Zango. I drank the Zango every day. I drank the entire case in a week. I can't remember how many bottles were in the case now. Probably 6. So that was averaging about a bottle a day. Think about if you drank a bottle a day of Ningxia Red. So anyway, after I drank this case and nothing happened, bingo, a little light bulb came on the top of my head. And I said, well, why don't I try my own juice? And so for the first time, I bought Ningxia Red. It most definitely made a difference in the inflammatory process that was going on with that fragmented disc. That fragment was sitting on my sciatic nerve. I was in extreme pain for an extremely long time. We're talking a year and a half. And it was a year and a half by the time I realized, bingo, I could be using my own juice. So I want to tell you that Ningxia Red is one of our flagships, and it has essential oils in it. It has the oils of yuzu, orange oil, lemon oil in it. And we believe in ingesting our oils. We believe that this is going to give us better cell health. So I can't say enough about Ningxia Red. I have a whole class just on Ningxia Red, so just letting you know. We also have a sleek weight management line. And I bet if you were to poll right now among your friends and ask them what their #1 health goal would be, the majority would say to lose weight. Am I right? So sleek really works. I mean, I cannot believe. So one of my best friends, Pam Hyen, many of you know her, and we used to work very closely together in creating a lot of the PowerPoints that I still teach today. But Pam, I don't know, it was probably about 4 years ago now. She decided to start using Sleek Shake every day. She was in the morning, she loved to have toast. She'd have coffee and toast and maybe an egg and some bacon, but she loved her toast. And so she said, you know what, I'm going to replace this with the Sleek Shake. The next time I saw Pam, which was probably, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months later, maybe not that long, she had lost 40 pounds. I could hardly recognize her. She looked fabulous. Pam continues to use her Sleek Shake every day. She loves it. She likes to put strawberries in it. She puts it in her blender. She blends it up. She's good to go. And sometimes she'll have 2 shakes in a day. Just if she's feeling munchy and she doesn't want to, you know, eat something that's bad, she'll do a shake. She loves her shakes. You have to remember that maintaining a healthy weight isn't just about the number on the scale. It has so much more to do with the way you feel. Salique products will really help support healthy weight, and it will keep you feeling fuller longer, and it will give your body the nutritional support that it needs. So you don't want to just lose weight to lose weight. You want to be healthy. And then, of course, we have supplements. And in a perfect world, if we were eating a perfect diet and our bodies would be receiving all the nutrition that we needed simply from the foods we eat, that would be a great thing if we lived in that perfect world. But unfortunately, that is not the case, as you well know. The Environmental Working Group, or the EWG, found that more than 40% of adults have dietary intakes of vitamin A, vitamin C, definitely vitamin D, E, calcium, and magnesium, way below the average requirement for their age and gender. And actually, the research that I recently done on vitamin D, 70% of the American population has a severe vitamin D deficiency. And oh, by the way, that has suppressed their immune system. And I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow. This is why you need to supplement. And everybody knows, who's listened to my classes before, that my favorite supplement on the planet is, can you tell me? I don't hear anybody. Come on, somebody speak up. If you know what my favorite supplement is.
Multigreens.
Yes, yes, Gail. Gail listens to me. Testing the absorption of multigreens showed that 42% was absorbed in 24 hours. After adding essential oils to the formula, blood absorption increased to 64% in 30 minutes and 86% in 1 hour. This means that you're actually using more and eliminating less. We get a lot more out of our supplements because we are the only company that uses essential oils. We started this way back in the day, in the 1990s. We are the only company that puts essential oils in our supplements for greater absorption, for increased absorption into the bloodstream and into the cell where it's needed for nutrition. And yes, multigreens is my favorite. You need to boost your metabolism. You need to take 6 multigreens a day. You will feel fabulous, absolutely fabulous. When I forget to take them, which isn't very often, I regret it. So let me know in the chat, what supplements do you take on a regular basis? Another one of my favorite, of course, is sulfurzyme. And we've talked about that in classes before. So sulfurzyme is one that we would be without. We would not be without. We would not be without. And I like the capsules now. I used to do just strictly the powder, and I got away from that because my husband didn't like the powder so much. So now I take the capsules. Check out the Essential Oils desk reference if you want more information on our supplements as well. Okay, so we're almost finished here. We're going to wrap it up here. We want you to embrace the lifestyle. When you embark on a journey to live a life filled with wellness, purpose, and abundance, and those 3 words are our bywords: wellness, purpose, and abundance. It takes more than just 1 drop of oil to get you there. I've said use your oils every day. Embrace young living as a lifestyle. Make a commitment to better choices for you and your family and helping others to do the same. When you do this, you will reap the rewards in more ways than not. Preferred customers in Young Living make up about 89.5% of Young Living members. And these are people just like you and me who have decided to embrace everything that Young Living offers and enjoy all the member benefits. And some of those member benefits are 24% off on all products, on over 600 life-saving products, accessibility to a full library of resources and people who are doing what I'm doing, and the ability to join now, subscribe to save, and take advantage of convenient monthly shipments with either free or reduced shipping. 100 PV, you get free shipping every time without fail. You get free promotional products if you're loyal, and points back on every order that can be redeemed on future purchases. That's what I love. Sam, my grandson, is on what was called Essential Rewards, but now it's called Subscribe to Save. And he accidentally did not change his order for the month. And so he got another bottle of Shutron, another bottle of toothpaste, and another bottle of this, and another bottle of that. And he said, oh, Grandma, he said, I really, really wanted the protein. And he likes the Balance Complete for his shakes. And I said, well, how many points do you have? And he said, what points? I said, you have loyalty points. And it's because the first 3 months in Young Living, you get 10% rebate on everything that you buy. 4 months and beyond, if they're consecutive months, you get, that goes up to 20% rebate. That's huge. That's a 50% jump. And then if you're loyal for 24 months with Young Living, ordering something every month, because there's so much to choose from and there's so much to swap out of, swap out from your home, then it goes up to 25%, and you get 25% back in rebate, money that you can spend on other product for the rest of your life. So he said, I said, well, get out your phone and let's check your rewards. And I think the protein was $44, if I remember correctly, $44.95 or something like that. And it comes in a big bucket. And he said, oh, Grandma, I've got $107 in free points that I've collected. Now, he's only been on Essential Rewards probably for 5 months. So he's getting 20% back now, and it's accumulated to $107. And I said, well, look, you've got enough points here to buy 2 things of protein. And he ended up paying shipping on it because I don't think that they give you free shipping on if you use your points to buy. And he ended up paying $7 for 2 big tubs of the protein. And he said, wow, that's really a great deal. So I just want you to remember that if you do order consistently, and even on the new program, now that we're transitioning to Subscribe to Save, you're going to continue to get those reward points, and you're going to continue to get loyalty gifts. Business builders, on the other hand, or brand partners, as they're now known as, they make up about 10.5% of Young Living members. And don't let that term scare you. These are people just like you and me who cannot help but share with others the difference that Young Living has made in their lives. And as a result, others become empowered to begin their own wellness journey. This is really what my goal and calling is for you and for anybody who comes into my space, right? When this happens, Young Living has a generous compensation plan, and it kicks in to create the opportunity for you to earn additional income. And it has been a blessing for me. So anytime that you sign somebody up as a member, Young Living will give you a thank you check. They'll pay you 25% of their first, second, and third order when you share with your friends and family. It's a wonderful thing. If you want to learn more about the income opportunity and what the potential for income is, you can go to youngliving.com/ And I'm going to actually post that in the chat box here. And IDS stands for income disclosure statement, so that you can look at the 2019 income disclosure statement in your spare time. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, we're going to do a real quick recap on why Young Living. Young Living is 100% transparent. Remember that. Just give them a call or visit their farm. They will show you everything that goes on. They go above and beyond what other companies do by setting high standards and growing and distilling on site all over the world, testing over and over and over again, which in turn makes their products of better quality and more effective. If you buy stuff from other companies and you're not getting results, it's because they're not as effective, because they don't have the essential oils in them. You know, God had frankincense and myrrh brought to the Christ child by the 3 wise men for a reason. Those oils changed the world. We need to start changing the world. And I was reiterating one of the scriptures today to one of my new friends who is on tonight. And I want to just do a shout out to Anne. So glad to see you on. And I was mentioning in Revelation 22:2, it says, in the last days, the leaves of the trees will be for the healing of the nations. And I claim that. I claim that. Remember that we have over 600 products that you can actually swap out for toxins in your home. Cleaning products, toothpaste, mouthwash, all of that. They are giving back to the community. Young Living, we are giving back to the community through our different foundations, through the G. Gary Young Foundation. And I gave you a little bit of an overview of that. We offer an optional business opportunity that anyone can choose to take advantage of with a generous compensation plan. I said yes to Young Living because of all of these reasons, mostly because it saved my life and because their products have helped me and my loved ones so much. And that's why I continue to say yes and share with you. The question is, will you say yes? That is the question. And if you will say yes, type it in the chat. I hope you've enjoyed journeying with me through the wonderful world of Young Living. One aspect about this community that I cannot convey to you through a class is that we're not just a company, we're a family. But you have to experience it for yourself to really fully understand. There's definitely something different and something special about this company compared to any other company that I've ever had anything to do with. I firmly believe that it started with Gary and it continues to live on through the lives of those that he touched. He's touched my life. And who we continue to reach out and touch others. I also believe from my heart of hearts that God's hand is over this company. You've heard me say that 100 times, if not 1,000. And I believe that God is guiding us to a healthy, more abundant life on this earth. If you have ever had the privilege of meeting Gary or Mary in person, or you have a story about how you were personally impacted by another Young Living member, I want you to tell me. I want you to tell your story if you have one. If you've had the privilege of meeting Gary and Mary, you might just want to type that in the chat box. This gives me a really good overview of you guys tonight. If you aren't already a part of this amazing family and you're on this live Zoom or you're hearing this on my YouTube channel, I would love to help get you started. So let's connect and work together to figure out what your most pressing needs are. And we'll find a starter bundle that will be perfect for you. We can customize what you need But all you have to do is give me a call or reach out to me on Facebook. Once you order, I will introduce you to the community Facebook pages. We have the Diamond Miner Success Team. You need to friend me on Facebook if you've not already friended me, so that I can add you to the Diamond Miner Success Team and the Royal Dream Team. That's our Royal Crown Diamond, Terry Seacrest, and her team. So a lot of cross-line people for us. But we both put out fabulous information, and this is a way that we can, you know, grow our community. Also, if you become a member with me at any time through anyone that's on this call tonight, I know I do have a couple of crossline but on here, but if you're not crossline and you're part of my organization, I always send our new people a welcome packet with some information to get you started and some informative reference material. So I always send that to every single person who signs up on our team. So just to let you know, if you sign them up, like say if Jillian signs up some people, I send her people a little welcome packet. And I've done that for years. So I just want to keep giving to people, giving information, sharing truth, and sharing the love that I have for my family, my community, my Young Living brothers and sisters. And I thank you so much for being on tonight. It's been a pleasure for me.